Folks, I've come to the somber but freeing realization recently that everything in this economy is either AI, gambling, or if you want to make it in this current world, you need to have expertise in one of these three things. I'm sorry, you missed the boat on being a TikToker. You should have been dancing in 2020, but you weren't, and now your options are slim. And you know this is a serious video because I'm standing up. Because today we're going to be looking at some Lucky Scoops videos, which I watched like 8 hours of yesterday. And I'm not going to lie, I see the appeal. Imagine the dopamine hit of gambling paired with the dopamine hit of buying stupid shit. I see why this format has been so successful. And just to briefly explain what you're looking at, a Lucky Scoop is a surprise, mystery shopping experience where there's a content creator / small business owner with a cup or other receptacle full of beads. The seller scoops those beads from the cup, puts them onto a plate, and then each one of those beads corresponds to a different item, which the seller selects and then places in the box for the customer. Each Lucky Scoop seller covers a different niche, but I see a lot of like Sanrio, Temu stuff, Miffy, Labubu. Usually it's different bags, accessories, keychains, stickers, stationery. But you know, there's also a couple weird categories as well, like self-defense items and some fake designer as well. But we'll talk about the self-defense ones because there's like comb knives and other weapons, which, you know, it's interesting. It's interesting. I also saw snack Lucky Scoops, which does sound fun, though I fear something does skeeve me out about ordering food from like some person's apartment. Like, I know there's fundamentally no difference between ordering Japanese Oreos from some random person on TikTok or Japanese Oreos from a Japanese grocery store, but still, you know what I mean? I want to try the matcha Oreos, okay? Not end up with anthrax Oreos. That's all I'm saying. Sorry, Mom, just trying the viral rat poison Oreos that I got off of TikTok shop. They're from Taiwan. I don't want to end up being that guy, okay? That's all I'm saying. Anyway, let's take a look at some of these. And just to be technically correct, you actually cannot do Lucky Scoops on TikTok shop anymore. You now have to go off TikTok to the seller's website because TikTok banned this kind of gamified selling in 2023. I guess because at the time, Lucky Scoop sellers were doing them live, and so it was becoming a little bit too casino-like for TikTok. Which, you know, I guess it's interesting that this is where they draw the line, because I just watched like a 16-year-old inject himself with steroids on my FYP. So I'm assuming there's like some specific regulatory scrutiny over gambling that they're trying to avoid, because I have serious doubts about TikTok's dedication to preventing harm on their platform. You're allowed to do steroids on TikTok, but you can't get a grab bag of Filipino snacks. Fair enough. Fair enough. Anyway, let's start by taking a look at this seller, Lucky Grill Irene. Yes, that's Lucky Grill Irene to you, not Lucky Girl. And my order better be packed by a fucking Weber. And this is going to be the rare Marc live reaction cam. This is actually patented technology because these videos are all 15 minutes long and kind of need explanation. So we have an order coming in here, and the first thing you'll notice is the insane screeching child AI voice, which all of them have.
Let's package Ali's 1 scoop order.
Jesus Christ.
1. Only 4 bags. Get 1 more.
And this is an unlucky scoop, as you can see, but we'll skip ahead. It's not that unlucky, because even though there was only 4 beads from the jump, each new bracelet has an additional charm, leading to an additional bracelet. Interspersed, of course, with this Pavlonian bell ring, meant to condition our monkey brains into compliance. Let's skip to the end here, and obviously by the end of this thing, what was once a 1 scoop order now has enough charmed bracelets to bedazzle every soldier in the Danish military. And the other interesting tidbit here is you have to pay extra to have a video of your order being packed made. Which, let's be honest, the only reason anyone would order one of these is so that way they can get one of these videos with like the sweet, sweet bell sound.
Get 1 more.
But why would they charge for that? I wondered. Like, why would you charge people to produce what is essentially free advertising for your business? And then it suddenly clocked to me that I had never seen a truly unlucky Lucky Scoop. And like I said, I have watched many of these videos. Like, no matter what happens with these orders, no matter how unlucky the buyer gets, the seller is always shoving extra stuff into this box, packing them with extras to make it seem like a great deal for the TikTok camera. So my assumption is that paying for the TikTok video is essentially paying to ensure that you're not going to get some bullshit unlucky Lucky Scoop. Essentially one of those claw machines where you pay $5, but you play till you win. And indeed, What is a Lucky Scoop anyway, besides a claw machine, but worse? Like, way worse, because one, at least claw machines actually sometimes have cool prizes, and two, your parents paid for the tokens for the claw machine. Versus now you have to pay for this Lucky Scoop. $110 to be specific, or $70 if you're not getting the video with it, which sounds like an invitation to get a very underwhelming Lucky Scoop. Just a quick tangent. For those of you who say that gambling for children is bad, yes, but also who say that gambling for children is like, they're not even gonna remember it, or like blah, 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 it's not good for their brains. Shut up, because I'm remembering right now when I was 8 years old, like George Bush might have still been president, and from the giant claw machine at Dave & Buster's, I pulled a blue basketball, and let me just say, I still think about that basketball. I'm pretty sure it's in the garage in my parents' house. Probably hasn't been inflated since like 2011, but my God, I will never forget about that ball. I felt less pride and accomplishment graduating college, all right? My wedding day is gonna have a high bar to live up to when it comes to the feeling I felt walking out of that Dave & Buster's in the West Nyack Palisades Mall. Where were we? Oh yeah, just read the description of this Lucky Scoop from the seller's website. Transform an ordinary day into a treasure hunting adventure filled with surprises. Every scoop contains 20 plus carefully selected sources of joy. Add the TikTok packing video to your cart at checkout, and you'll get an exclusive video made just for you. Buying this also means you get 3 free gifts with your order. Okay, so they're transparently telling you that the video gets you more shit in your order. But calling this random selection of Temu shit a carefully selected source of joy is crazy. I fear you're overselling it just a little bit. Okay, let's look at another one. Okay, got some red, or pink sprinkles. 8 bags, okay. Why does this feel like she's in a hospital basement? Or like, also, what is that sound, dude? Do you guys hear this? It both looks, Jesus, dude. Yeah, no. This looks literally like a nuclear fallout shelter. This literally looks like a hospital, dude. Like the basement of a hospital. Okay, and some questionable bags. Is that fake Mew Mew? Okay. So for this one, your order ships from an airplane that's actively in flight, I guess. But it looks like the shtick here is that the big gifts are bags. Bags which almost certainly have the same chemical composition as a Snickers wrapper. But let me skip to the end here, because look how much stuff is piled onto this one scoop order. I mean, it's the box is overflowing.
See you.
Which again, the sneakiness continues here because the seller, Wow Gift Box, is selling one scoop orders for 35 euros. However, you can't get a video at that price level. And you also can't choose which bag you want. You can only get a cute bag, not a fashion bag. And I'm assuming in this context, fashion bags just mean fake bags. So we can reasonably assume from this that if you actually buy one scoop from this seller, you're not going to get anywhere near the amount of stuff that this TikTok is advertising. Because if you want to have a video made of your order being packed, you have to go up to a 5 scoop order, which is 160 euros. It's sneaky. And, you know, it's shifty, made with care, great value, elegant design, and quality materials. Literally not a single one of those things is true. Now hold on, there's a review here too. Wasn't sure what to expect, but ended up getting a bunch of junk I did not need/want. Was my first time ever getting a Scoops order, so maybe that's just what they are, and it's not for me. My brother in Christ, you ordered a Lucky Scoop from Wow Gift Box, and you're disappointed that you just got a bunch of junk. This person went to McDonald's and was disappointed to find out they're only selling fried food. We appreciate the review, I guess. Let's look at some crystal scoops now. Change it up a bit. From New 9 Crystals. Here we go.
Confetti, mushroom confetti, and pee-pee confetti. First, let's do a small scoop of crystal pee-pee confetti.
Crystal pee-pee confetti. Okay, so those are literally just tiny penises. Okay.
Now let's do a medium scoop of mushroom confetti.
One scoop.
I think I saw 6 or 7 mushrooms fail.
I didn't see that. Okay, that's not 6 or 7.
Now for the egg confetti, they actually ordered 2 large scoops. Why they need so many eggs?
I don't know. Maybe for Easter?
I saw 3 eggs fail.
Okay, I didn't. That's not 3. Okay, that's not, really not 3.
Scoop. I saw 4 eggs fail this time.
You're gaslighting me, sir. Dude, okay. That's enough eggs. That's enough eggs.
Since
Hello?
they're ordering 2 large scoops, I think they want as many as possible.
No, they don't. They don't need that. Stop. Stop it. Oh my god. So, another case of clearly overfilling the order for the cameras. Look how generous we are. Look how kind we are. Even though if you were to actually place an order, there's no way you're getting loaded up with 40 pounds of crystal eggs. And if there's some crystal girls, you know, or enthusiasts who want to sound off on this in the comments, I feel like ordering crystals by the scoopful is like antithetical to the crystal ethos. Granted, anyone ordering 20 plus crystal penises is probably not a witch in training. But still, I mean, what are you going to do with all these? I guess besides gag gifts, are you going to keep a pot of crystal penises in your home? All right, maybe the centerpiece on your dining table? Or do you put them around the walls of your home for protection against evil spirits? And do the penises then face outwards from the home, like facing the wall, or do they face inward? How many penises is too many when it comes to the amount of penises in your home? Some of you need to reflect on that question. I also fear that the Crystal Lucky Scoop is transparently silly versus some of the other Lucky Scoops are just subjectively silly. Like at least with some of the other ones I've seen out there, there's some degree of curation. At least you are paying someone to do the work of having to bulk order all this random shit off of Temu in order to assemble it into a cohesive Hello Kitty box. I'm not saying I would do it. I'm saying I can understand the appeal. Versus you can just buy a 40-piece mushroom crystal off of Temu for 14 bucks, which is actually about the same price as new 9 crystals. Hold on, is this just drop shipping? Shipping time 10 to 20 days. Okay, yeah, this is just drop shipping from China. This is not on par with ordering from Temu. This is just ordering from Temu. And they don't ship to American military bases. Okay, I wonder why. Corporal, you have a package here from Xi Jinping. It's 40 crystal penises. And actually, before we move on to who exactly is buying this stuff, I got one more unlucky scoop from Lucky Grill Irene that I want to show you.
Let's package Bing's 1 scoop order.
Okay.
1. Only 9 bags.
Only 9 bags seems like a lot, but okay. 1 bracelet.
Mini mirror.
Mini mirror. Mini mirror.
Mini mirror.
Mini mirror. Is this gonna be a mini mirror? Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Mini mirror.
Mini mirror. That's not a mini mirror. That's a big mirror.
Mini mirror. Mini mirror. Mini mirror.
Sorry, just a couple brain cells were dying there. 9 mini mirrors is what she got. And more importantly, now I can't sleep without hearing.
Mini mirror.
Okay, let's talk about the self-defense Lucky Scoops, because they are obviously insane. Do not arm yourself with Temu tasers and pepper spray just because you got them bedazzled from a Lucky Scoop seller. Those tasers, or stun guns specifically, will literally just tickle your attacker, assuming they don't just explode in your hand. And on the pepper spray, you have no idea how far that sprays, what the quality of that is. Just go buy reputable pepper spray if you're actually interested in having some kind of self-defense on you. And the other stuff is 100% useless. Those cute cat ear brass knuckles are guaranteed to break your fingers before they do any damage to somebody else. And all these random mini knives with tiny grips are also more likely to cut your fingers rather than hurt anybody else. In addition to being potentially illegal where you live. And I'll be honest, on these ones, I do understand the righteous anger towards these self-defense shops, because truly they could be putting people's lives in danger. And that is true. But what is also true is the degree to which people are not able to discern what is obviously cheap AliExpress bullshit that they should not, trust with their life. It's concerning. Do not put your safety in the hands of at the self-defense 5 on TikTok. That's free game for you. Okay, then let's hear from who's actually buying this stuff. And this is a 3 scoop, $160 order from JoJo Gift. $158 to be specific. And we're gonna skip through this because it's a 14-minute long TikTok and I would like to finish this video before I die. But look, it's a bunch of, listen, Again, Sanrio, Miffy, just random stuff, a few makeup products. I mean, it's not much going on. Just random characters. Who is this? Who is that? Who the fuck is that? Is that off-brand Hello Kitty? That is not Hello Kitty. That's Ayo Bitty. Am I high? That's not Hello Kitty, right? Actually, this is gonna end up being another Sanrio character, and I'm gonna get canceled. So hold on, let me Google this. My Melody. Nah, bro, that's just Hello Kitty, but poorly drawn. That's Hello Kitty's less successful cousin. Okay, do not lie to me. But anyway, here's the final spread of everything you get for $158. Is it worth it? I have no idea. But, you know, my thing is you just one-shotted like a year or possibly several years of collecting this stuff instead of, you know, space out your Sanrio dopamine hits. That's all I'm suggesting. It feels like you're robbing yourself, honestly. But if you want to go deeper on the value proposition of these boxes, for some godforsaken reason. Thankfully, we already have a YouTuber who's bought from a lot of these different sellers because I unfortunately do not have the funds, all right, or the time to wait 3 weeks for this stuff to come from Guangzhou. This is Hope Scope, which is an absolutely sick name, and we're gonna watch some of her lucky scoop haul video because she does the math on sort of the spread that these sellers are taking on their items.
$44.90, but after looking up every item and doing the math, it's actually worth
about $30.
All right, so the individual items are worth $30, and she paid $45. Honestly, that's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. 33% profit margin on a bunch of stuff from AliExpress. I guess the bigger question is it even worth $30? I know you'd have to pay $30 for all that individually, but would you actually buy everything in there individually? I fear not. But anyway, moving on to this self-defense lucky scoop.
skull comb. Oh, but
A
I
red
don't think
skull
this is
comb,
just a
huh?
comb.
Oh my goodness.
It's literally, that's actually really cool. No, I actually kind of really like that. It's very mental.
I mean, it is cool, Hope, in that you can use it to kill the Labubu that's sitting behind you. He's preying on your downfall, Hope. You don't have a choice.
It's better than nothing though, for sure. Like if you're screaming, this is going off, and you have this, that's a good situation. You have that.
No, it's not. No, it's actually a terrible situation. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy here. I'm not. But basically, she was playing the alarm that's literally sounds like a car alarm.
It's really loud.
And paired with that Temu butter knife, that's actually not an ideal situation to be in if you are literally being attacked by somebody.
Spray. I actually love that. I will not be testing that one, but that's great to have. And then this. Oh my gosh, it's a stun gun. Wait, maybe this stuff was worth $32. Dang.
No, it wasn't, bro. No, it wasn't. You can Google videos of people using these stun guns. They don't do a whole lot. If someone is actually determined to hurt you, they're not gonna be effective. Why is this turning into a self-defense class?
Really worth?
$19.
Jeez, really? Like the stun gun should have been more expensive than that.
So another 33%-ish profit for the seller. And yeah, the stun gun, it looks cool. But fundamentally, it is a $2 Tickle Me Elmo from AliExpress. Do not recommend. But fear not, we have a Labubu Lucky Scoop next, which is guaranteed to be worth it.
This end is not that packed, but it looks like everything's here. This is still my favorite thing. I love how evil it looks. The bedazzled one's interesting. I think it's supposed to be like a Donald Duck.
What are you gonna do with
I
that?
kind of wish you could pick the color because like some of this stuff I'm like, well, that's cute, but I wouldn't have picked that one, you know? I mean, there's definitely a few things in here that I'm excited about, but like most of it, $79.99. Okay, see what I mean about this wallet. Why does this Labubu look so uncanny? That's also not a Labubu that actually exists.
Oh my God, bro.
I'm guessing.
It looks uncanny because it's literally AI generated. That is Labubu AI you're looking at that was schlepped onto a wallet. And I can't lie, I actually do want that. Can you imagine you go out on a date to Nobu? All right, the bill comes, you pull out the Labubu AI wallet. Don't worry, baby girl, I got this. Unzip the slop Labubu wallet, pull out your Disney Visa card. There's a vision here, okay? That's all I'm saying.
All right, how much was this order worth?
$31.
A little less. $5 less.
There we go. There we go. Finally. A more than 100% profit margin on the Lafufu AliExpress special. This is what I wanted to see. Okay, none of that lightly, maybe, kind of a ripoff stuff. Commit to the bit. Actually attempt to rob people. $80 for a trough of AI-generated Labubu junk. That is what life is all about. And she does this a couple more times, but you guys get the point.
I'm happy with the stuff, so. All right, you know what? At the end of the day, guys, don't buy Lucky Scoops. Just enjoy watching the videos, but I would say don't buy them. Unless it's from me, unless you can find my secret account. So I think
I agree. I agree with that conclusion. Don't buy any of this stuff, all right, from these Lucky Scoop sellers, unless it's from Hope Scope's Lucky Scoop, which is called Lucky Scoops of Hope. Hope Scope's Lucky Scoops of Hope. A branding masterclass, which that whole thing is just part of a video on side hustles she did. But I think it makes a good point. Like, she actually went out of her way to create like homemade pipe cleaner things, hand-painted magnets, you know, stuff that didn't come from Alibaba. And listen, my ultimate conclusion on this weird world of Lucky Scoops, is it mostly borderline fraud? Yes. Is it mostly drop-shipped bullshit for way too much money? Also yes. However, in the grand arc of evil that is being committed on the internet these days, you know what I mean? This does not even crack like my top 100. I'm gonna be honest. I get why these videos get 10 billion views. It has like a certain ASMR aspect to it. It's satisfying up until you hear the words mini mirror.
Mini mirror.
But I don't know if millions of people are actually buying Lucky Scoops. At least I don't see it, but I could be wrong. And again, not all of these Lucky Scoop sellers are on some bullshit, just most of them. But some of them are just taking their 20% on top of a service that apparently people want. I just think the word scam gets tossed around way too easily nowadays. Like, this is a scam in the same vein as my little vignette of a story on the claw machines is a scam. It has scam-like qualities. It is a terrible deal, but you are not being literally robbed in broad daylight. You're being consensually robbed in broad daylight. It's the difference between getting pickpocketed and just like paying $60 for a t-shirt at some tourist-trapped gift shop. And the t-shirt says, "I heart New York" on it. I never want to get pickpocketed, but I understand sometimes wanting to pay the tourist tax for fun. I'm a sucker for miniature Eiffel Towers, okay? If I'm in Paris and you are hawking miniature Chinese metal Eiffel Towers, I got you. We can make a deal. This whole Lucky Scoop trend honestly reminds me of subscription boxes from like 10, 12 years ago when they had their heyday. I remember Loot Crate being a big thing, which apparently, and I Googled it before filming this, they're still in business, still have a website up. They filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 2019 with like $30 million in debt, but were bought out and they're still in business. But the concept was shockingly similar to this. It was a monthly box of random plastic polyester junk, just random nerd geek stuff that's all around a specific IP for the month. And I'm sure there are still tons of other options out there too. But my point is, the idea of taking a cardboard box and filling it with a bunch of plastic bullshit and charging people a premium for it is not new. Loot Crate was the equivalent of subscribing to the Hot Topic clearance section, and people still did it. I want to say I bought 1 month of Loot Crate, or I think I was gifted it, and I don't remember a single thing I got in there. It did not spark joy. So that's it. I'm just saying our junk culture is not new. And if you want to collect junk, by all means, but just maybe like pace yourself a little bit, or maybe see if you can just get your dopamine fix by watching these videos on TikTok and not actually buying anything. And if you think you're above all this, that's fine. But before you judge other people, take a look at yourself in the mirror. What kind of mirror specifically?
Mini mirror.